and all of the struggles, it's going to be amazing. Just like in my last episode, I'm excited for the failure because I'm excited for the failure. I'm excited for the hard times of this job because that's what's going to teach me the most about myself and about my life. So so I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this job, and I see so many possibilities for this. And what else? Okay, so this year, I want to take my podcast to the next level for sure. It's another thing. I know for sure that this podcast is something special, and I feel it in my soul, and the feedback I'm getting is incredible, and I'm going to keep going with it, and I'm taking it to the next level. That's for sure. 1 year from now, I have no idea where I'm going to be, and I'm beyond excited. I can't even fathom how excited I am. But I know that I'm going to continue doing this because I've never run out of things to say. I've never had a week where I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I always have something to talk about because I'm continuing to live this incredible life where there's so much learning every day that I'll probably never not have something to share with you. So I plan to continue this podcast this year and really just give it to you hard. I'm laying it all out there. I'm making myself more vulnerable every day, and I plan to continue to do this. And, only by going too far will I know how far I can go. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time. I heard it in the leadership course that I was just talking about. Only by going too far, excuse my voice, only by going too far will I know how far I can go. I am willing to stretch myself to the point of breaking in order to see how far I can stretch myself and see how much I can get out of this life, this short life that I have. And okay, so moving on. So another thing that I'm setting an intention for this year is my family connection, friends and family connection. This is something and I'll talk about this also when I talk about my mushroom trip, but this was huge, a huge part of it. My intention for this year is to reconnect with friends and family who I've been a bit disconnected from. I realize that I'm that friend that kind of just left town, that left everybody, and that everybody's really happy for and really supportive of, but I'm still, I don't want to be that person who has completely forgotten about where she came from, because I tend to get I get a little bit lost in the clouds sometimes out here, and so focused on the present and the future that I'm not even, and that's good because I shouldn't be focused too much on the past or the future, but there is a place for it. Like, my family and friends aren't the past, they are still in the present with me, and I can choose if I want them to be on this journey with me or not. And so far I've been choosing essentially for some people to do the bare minimum. And yes, I've been busy out here, but I still find myself not putting in the effort that I could to keep these people in my life. So that's an intention I'm setting for this year, is to figure out my priorities, because right now I feel like relationships are a priority for me in different ways, but right now I'm so excited about these new relationships and these new people I'm meeting. That's where all the adrenaline is. That's where all the really fun, exciting stuff is, but continuing to stay balanced with the people who I've grown up with and the people who I love in my life who have supported me up until this point is very important. To not lose track of that, and to not and to remember what they've done for me and what they continue to do for me is very important for me to do this. As much as I come from an individualist culture, it's, and it's very different from the Philippines. In the Philippines, they're a collectivist culture. They're very, very family connected, always doing lots of things together, living together, how it is. And, I come from a culture of it's normal to leave the house and to not call your parents that often and to just do your own thing, create your own success, focus on yourself. Independent, and it can be looked at as independent, it can be looked at as selfish, however you look at it. I think you could look at it as either way. I think it, and I don't think it's good nor bad, but I have the choice whether I want to be independent and alone, or do I want to be independent and connected. Of course I want to be independent and connected. So I'm glad that I have figured out, or just kind of come to more realizations around this. This is very important. And I kind of had these realizations before, but it feels a lot more real and powerful after that experience that I've just had around the mushroom trips. So at the end of the day, I'm staying open to all possibilities this year. I'm open for whatever is on its way to me, everything, because whatever comes is exactly what's meant to be. And I'm going to keep trusting my intuition. I'm going to keep making these crazy life decisions based on what my soul and my heart is telling me. And I'm going to keep kicking ass and just pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I'm committed to taking risks, and every day taking risks, small risks, big risks, whatever it is. But I'm going to continue to live outside of my comfort zone, because that's where miracles grow. That's what my mom would say. And I just feel like I'm a miracle of a human being. And I'm not afraid to say it. I just feel this way. Like I feel like I'm really here to, I don't know, but I'm excited to find out why I'm here. And just like you're a miracle of a human being as well. And I really am excited to see what you do this year. We're all miracles, and that's really a powerful thing to think about, like what the likelihood is that we're even here. And so think about what's the likelihood that you're here for another year of this life. And maybe I'll leave you with that, is to remind you how precious it is, and how precious this next year is for you, and that it could be your last and it could not be, and life is now. And let's make an amazing year. Let's make an amazing rest of your life, because what better time to start taking action on your life than now? I'm sure as hell ready to continue taking action on my life. I'm really excited to see what happens this year. Thanks for listening to me and coming along the ride. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast this whole year, or however, the last 7-8 months that I've been doing it. I'm going to keep bringing it to you, and I just really appreciate all the support that I've received from everybody. And that's all I have for you. Happy New Year, everyone. And please let me know what's your intention for this year. I don't know if I never actually ended with the question yet. What's your intention for this year? So there's a really powerful, there's a lot of power in setting intentions for your life. It's like a vision. It's like the vision for your life. What's the vision for your year? I think I'm going to do a whole episode on the power of intention setting, because I just heard about this in a podcast, and it's been on the forefront of my mind, but that's a whole different subject. But I'm going to encourage you to set an intention. Like, what do you really want to create this year? What is it that you want to? Even if it's just the way of being, how do you want to feel this year? What's the way of being you want to embody? I'm excited to hear about it. All right. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. And the next time I talk to you, I'm going to be a full-on tour guide. I am starting tomorrow, and I cannot wait to tell you about how it's going. And I'm going to give you the part 2 on my solo mushroom trip. That's going to be a really good one. Okay, I love you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Friendly Frequencies podcast. I would absolutely love it if you could leave me a review on iTunes and Spotify and anywhere else that you are listening to this from. And what I will do is, for anybody that gives me both a review on Spotify and iTunes, I will send you my 30 plus hour long playlist that I have shared with many people over the last 2 years. I have been accumulating my favorite music, and I have not met a person who doesn't absolutely love the playlist. It will transcend you into just a beautiful state of mind and vibration, and I can literally guarantee you, no matter what music you listen to, you'll love this playlist. So send me a screenshot of the review, and it doesn't have to be a fully written one on Spotify, but on iTunes they do ask you to write something. So if you just write a few words on there, that would be great. Just screenshot it, send it to me through Instagram. My Instagram is Friendly Frequencies, and I will send you the playlist through there. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next week.